Alright. This is going to be a battle between me and Dre's, both running mono teams, mine being fire and his being dragon. Now we've partnered up with in multi-battles a couple of times, so we kind of know how each other fight, so this should be a good battle. We haven't really fought each other all that much, mostly just been partnered up before, so let's see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and lead with Helga, my Darmanitan, and he's going to lead with his Dragology. And I'm going to go for the Earthquake and just demolish this Dragology. And since now he's going to send out his Ragnarok, Tyrantrum, and since I'm Toy Scarf, I'm going to outspeed, obviously. And fortunately, I'm locked into Earthquake. Very unfortunate for me, this Tyrantrum survives the Earthquake and annihilates Helga with a Stone Edge. So I'm going to go ahead and send Kiyomi, my Vulpix, and Drought's going to activate, get me that Sunlight. And I'm going to go ahead and go for the safe Energy Ball so I can knock out this Tyrantrum, guaranteed. So that's 2 down on his team. Now he's going to go out to his Garchomp. And painfully obvious, this is his Mega. So now we've got to deal with Mega Garchomp. This thing is a bitch. So this thing's going to go for Earthquake and just tear Kiyomi apart. So yeah, she didn't get too much shine time here. So I'm going to go out to Pyra, my Delphox. And I'm going to go for the Stab, Sun Boosted Fire Blast, and it's going to do a clean 60% damage and get the Burn Hex on this thing. And since it's burned, this Crunch isn't really going to do much of anything to me. And now with this burn, I was predicting this guy to switch out, but he didn't, so he just goes ahead and sacks off his Garchomp, since now it's pretty useless against me. So I'm going to go ahead and kill it with Psychic. So now he's going to send out his Hydreigon. His annoying, bitch-ass, motherfucking, Choice Scarf Hydreigon. This thing gave me so much trouble. So I'm going to go out to my Houndoom, try to get some damage on this thing. So this kind of scares him out a little bit, and goes into his Goodra, which is a special wall. Now, of course, my Houndoom is completely walled. But I'm going to go for the Mega. I intend to hit that Hydreigon with Sludge Bomb, which is probably going to be my best bet. But it barely does anything to this Goodra. It doesn't even friggin' tickle it, nor do I get a Poison Half. So I'm going to go for Dark Pulse, which is probably my best stab move against this Goodra, while it hits me with Muddy Water and knocks me down to 50%. So my best bet here is just to keep going for Dark Pulse, since that's about all I can do. I don't want to risk any other Pokemon coming into that Muddy Water. They're a bit too valuable. So since I couldn't get the flinch or anything, I am able to knock this Goodra down to about half HP, but Muddy Water does Houndoom in. So next I'm going to go into Tsubasa, my Talonflame, and I'm going to be able to cleanly knock this Goodra out from where it is with a priority Brave Bird. So now the Hydreigon is going to come back into play. And since I've got priority, this thing can't do anything to me. So now I'm going to go and hit it for about 60%, but this thing surprisingly carries Surf. So that kind of screws over my Hydreigon. Now all I've got left is Lighting, my Chandelure. And it's going to hit me with Surf, but since I'm Assault Vested, I'm able to tank the Surf and knock it out with a Fire Blast. That's one dead High Dragon. Only thing left he's got now is Guano Base, the Noivern. So this Noivern, I didn't know until after this battle, was Life Orb. So that kind of sucked. So now it's going to take out my lighting, and that's going to be the game. Good game, Drez. Good game. However, next we have a double battle with him. Things go a little bit differently. So let's rock this thing. So he's going to lead off with Hydreigon and Dragalge. I'm going to lead with my faithful duo, Kiyomi and Pyra. You get the sun up from Kiyomi's Drought. And Hydreigon's going to lead off with Surf. Got to be a little dick and take out both my fire Pokemon, but I think it's not going to be able to do anything to me with the damage split 3-wave. So I'm going to have Pyra go ahead and destroy that Dragalge with Psychic. And I'm going to go ahead and have Kiyomi hit this Hydreigon as hard as she can with Fire Blast, since that's about all she can do. And it does a pretty good amount of damage. So now we've got Guano Base on the field, a Noivern. And since it's got Telepathy ability, it's going to be able to dodge that Surf completely. Which kind of sucks for me. And now it's going to go for that Life Orb Dragon Pulse stab and knock out Pyra. So I'm going to have Kiyomi next go for another Fire Blast and knock this Hydreigon down to about 30% health and get the burn on it, which is going to be great for me. So I'm going to go into my Devil Stone Houndoom. Now I'm going to go ahead and Mega Evolve it and get that devilish spine and horns. I love that thing. So I'm going to go and have Kiyomi use Protect. And obviously I don't have speed, so this thing's going to outspeed me with its Choice Scarf. Hit me with Surf, doesn't do much of anything. And Boom Burst comes from Guano Base over here, which I didn't expect. It's going to knock Houndoom down to about 30% and destroy what's left of his Hydreigon. And I'm going to go ahead and have a Stab Solar Power boosted Dark Pulse deal in Guano Base. And Solar Power Recoil can take me down a little bit, but I'm able to live it. So now he's going to send out his Chomp and his Goodra. So now things are going to get interesting. Here comes Mega Chomp. This time it's not quite as scary, but it's still a force to be reckoned with here. So since I've got the speed, I'm going to go ahead and hit this thing for a good 90% with a Stab Solar Power boosted Fire Blast. However, I can't get the burn this time, and it's going to knock me out with an Earthquake. So Kiyomi's down, and Houndoom's down. That sucks. However, he did do a good 60% to his Goodra. That's going to kind of suck for him. So next I'm going to go into Helga, the Darmanitan, and Tsubasa, the Talonflame. Then I'm going to have Tsubasa go ahead and hit that Goodra with a priority Brave Bird. So there's no chance of him living that. And I'm going to have my Helga go ahead and lock herself into Earthquake. So that's going to be the best bet here. And it's going to take down that Mega Chomp. So now the sun's going to end, but all he has left is Ragnarok the Tyrantrum. So I'm going to have Tsubasa hit this thing with another Brave Bird. Then he's kind of walled in this sense. And Helga's going to go ahead and hit for another Earthquake since I'm locked in. I didn't expect for this thing to survive. So it's going to try to go for Stone Edge on Helga, but I avoid the attack. So now Tsubasa's going to wrap that thing up with a Brave Bird, and that's going to give me the W this time. So this was definitely a good series of matches here. I very much enjoyed them. Dressel, you're a very good battler. I definitely look forward to fighting those dragons again in the future.